backfiring on a lot of people. Let me tell you anyway.
So you know, we starting to recognize them though. They starting to show themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Because when we tell them that we not Africans, they get so angry because they lie not working. Right? And the rage that they put out, you froze up, God. The rage that they put in to trying to convince us that we ain't from and we from somewhere else, tell us who they is. Right? They want us to believe that out of Africa. Say again?
No, I said you're right because they mighty focused on what we got going on over here. Everything we got going on over here. You see what I'm saying?
Look, the whole world been watching as time, wondering which one is going to see through the charade and make the claim in the public domain to liberate the rest of the world. Because when you overthrow the oppressor anywhere in the world, you overthrow him all over the world. Because it's the same MF. It's the same people. Right? So they just don't like to be seen because they can come hide out in our community. Right? We all remember being little kids and we see some rich dude pop up in the hood, but we don't know where he came from, where he got his money from. He's filthy rich and he's trying to fornicate with every one of the sisters in the hood. But he ain't there. He just popped up rich, already rich. Where you get rich? Again, they got one who is in the children to grow up, they get a different and a different disposition. When we used to run the fade, they catch us in the heated moment and convince us that the person that won was worthy of death. But when our culture, he wasn't worthy of death, he was worthy of respect because he handled himself like a man. In their culture, they can't stand to lose. They can't stand to lose, and their whole system is based on artificial information, misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, misdirection, illusions. And if you see through it, they get instantly enraged that you see through it, and you become everything but a child of the Most High in they speech. And all you got to do is watch. Wherever some peaceful people congregate to try to uplift us, they come sliding in the messages with some hostile BS that don't got nothing to do with the conversation. Right? And you let them tell it, ain't nobody got no honor but them. But they don't got no honor.
That part.
Right? We be seeing them every day. They be carrying on. Well, they act like black Karens, but they men.
And always been like this.
At least males. I don't know if they men, but they male. Because they into the other alternative lifestyles. That's why they push that agenda so hard.
Yeah, no, man. The push for the black dollar is going crazy right now. And like you can't hide nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025. Everything is out in the public. You know what I'm saying? Public domain. It's funny how you were talking about the Crips and the Bloods and Red House and Blue House and all that because what's Ruby versus Sapphire?
Red and blue.
Ruby and Sapphire is the exact same stone. Just like you said, with their kin at the same time, they're the hardest stones outside of diamond. The same house is just one is red, one's blue. Same exact stones. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, no, America got a lot, like it's a lot going on. I see a lot of people coming together. You see all sorts of people like the 607 unks and everything else because it's weird because now people that wouldn't have the ghost conversations because we might not be able to connect with everybody. Now it seems like certain agents are waking up from all around the globe to do their part. However they're doing it, you know what I'm saying, whatever role they're playing their role well and they're waking people up because now I'm seeing people walking them down the street talking about conscious shit. Because they heard some shit 607 Unk said, you know what I'm saying? Something Rod said, something. So I think this is a crazy time right now. It's a lot of amazing stuff going on.
You know, 607 Unk, when he first came out, he BDGD, Vice Lord, Blood Crip, right? And people was getting mad at him, but they didn't understand what he's trying to do. He's saying, from the position I'm standing in, we all the same people.
Facts.
And I can be any one of them people, right? Because they are family to me. And I can see above the shenanigans, right? I got friends that's BDs. I got friends that's GDs. I got friends that's Vice Lords. I got friends that's Crips. I got friends that's Blood. I got friends that's Pyru. I got friends that's 5%ers. I got friends in the Nation of Islam. I got people I done broke bread with in every nation. So now I got to go to fight with that nation because somebody else told us we was each other enemy and we ain't got enough sense to figure out for ourselves that the enemy is the one turning us against each other by infiltration, by flooding our community with drugs, promoting sexual promiscuity, right? And they don't know that the reason why we fighting each other like we fighting each other is because the enemy needed us fighting each other so they could continue to rule while we fight each other. Somebody got to rule. If we busy fighting and killing each other off, who gonna rule? Who gonna govern the land? So since we so busy warring tribes, right, we ain't running the fade no more like we used to because we have a lot of the OGs around that got murdered back in the day to tell us, you know what I'm saying, the real deal. The ones who spotted the police infiltrators and got murdered right before he was able to tell his brother man who the other man was, pretending to be right. In 1983, he said they look like I, they walk like I, they dress like I, but those are the agents of Lucifer himself. Right. Lucifer got a bad rap because they can't show you nothing negative that Lucifer ever did. Right. They don't know that Satan and Yahweh is the same person from two different cultures. Satan is in Set, Lord Set from Kemet. Yahweh is in from Babylon. All of the modern religions is founded up on books that was taken from the Babylonian captivity by the black Jews. They want us to think that the Jews that left Babylon was pale faces. Boy, no pale faces down there yet. So how that's gonna happen? Because all of the pale faces we know today, your Ashkenazi, your Sephardi, your Khazarians, they are all converts to Judaism. And they all use Talmudic and Mishnah, and they use the Torah to convert. So not until you get on the inside do they give you the Talmud and the Mishnah. They use the Torah as the tool to convert you, to give the appearance of being chosen by their God. But we don't believe in that for one reason. When our God created us, he gave us the Americas. He gave us Turtle Island. But when they God created them, he didn't have nowhere to send them because he ain't supposed to be here. So they became nomads, wanderers. What they say when they kick Cain out of the garden, you will be what? A vagabond and a wanderer in the land. You know what a wanderer is?
So they ain't got no home.
A wanderer is an Arab. Arab mean wanderer.
Yo, Chief, it's crazy. I know you might not rock with too much of the Aztec gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Aztec gods, you know, me and bro be talking about it all the time on the I Say Network. Shout out I Say Network. But peace to the guys, peace to the guys. But the funny thing about it is, their gods were conqueror gods, and that's why you see the hawk or the eagle on there killing the snake. We don't know where these people came from. They don't know where they came from. The people that's down there in Mexico right now will tell you that something brought them down there so they can, occupy land because they didn't have no land. That's their history. So that shit, it's crazy, what you just said. So
look, where do the Chinese belong on Earth?
China.
And in China, they have a whole bunch. They got Mongolians and Huns and several other tribal classifications, but they are Chinese. Where do the Japanese belong on Earth?
Japan, right?
So they got several different. Yeah, they got several different tribes of Japanese in Japan, but they're Japanese, right? And when you go to Africa, you got many different tribes in Africa, but they all was from Africa. They had a home. The people from India, where they belong? India, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how they are synonymous with the land of their origin, right? The only people who don't have a home is wanderer. they have to camp up. They have to camp out on other people's land because they ain't got none. They ain't from nowhere. What they do, just pop out there and out here. That don't make sense. So your guy promising you a land. What'd you say, Stone?
No, they were soldier hating on you. As soon as you start going in on them, they started chopping up. But we got the picture though, most def. Keep going on.
So if you guys chose a people, he would have had a land for you when he created you.
Thanks.
You would be synonymous with somewhere on the planet. You wouldn't be getting kicked out of everywhere you go all over the planet. Unless you don't belong on the planet. Right? So Elijah Muhammad say everywhere they go, they cause mischief and bloodshed. They come between two peaceful people with their lying and deceiving ways to turn one against the other. And then they offer them a solution so that they can appear like the savior. That's what he teaches. Okay, now, I always add, they offer you a solution, I add for a fee. Because it's always going to cost you something to allow them to mediate. If you can't see through their shenanigans, you're going to be fighting each other because they started the conflict between you. Bloods and Crips is cousins. Some of them is brothers. You got them growing up in the same house. One blood, one Crip. Right? But when you trace us all back, you start getting down to what we call the Mississippi Delta. All the way down into the Louisiana outlet of the Mississippi River. All the way up into the Missouri River. We populated the land from the rivers. We lived first on the rivers as fishermen, right? But then we begin to become farmers, and we begin to have harvest the natural animals of the land. When we was farming, we didn't have to captive our animals. We didn't have to put them and pin them in. We let them roam the land. And the right? So when they talk about the Buffalo Soldiers, the Buffalo Soldiers is the Buffalo Clan. My Buffalo, but they not wearing water bottle helmets, right? You had they had the same dress as they wear on Buffalo Soldiers.
Hold on for a second, Chi. You there?
Yep.
Man, my bad. You started going in and it started buffering on us. You're talking about the Buffalo Soldiers, Buffalo Clan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was saying that they make mockery of them on the Flintstones. That same headdress that the Buffalo Lodge wear on Flintstones is the same buffalo helmet that they used to wear over here, but they used to wear the whole pelt. The Buffalo Lodge hat was like dressing up, but when they going out to harvest bison, they dress up like a bison and walk among the herd until they pick the ones that they need to take out of the herd in order to feed the people. When the Europeans started making their way across the Great Plains and seen all them buffalo, and we tearing their tail up from among the buffalo, they said the buffalo turning into Indians. We got to kill off all of the buffalo because they keep turning into Indians. So to get rid of the Indians, we got to get rid of the buffalo. So then they came up with something called the buffalo trains. In the buffalo wagon, they be riding across there shooting buffalo from the train or from the wagon. Right? They was paying a hefty price for buffalo pelts because they believed that when they killed the buffalo, they killed one of the soldiers that was dressed like a buffalo. They didn't have enough sense to know he was just dressed up like a buffalo. He a 7 foot tall, 365-pound Mississippian. He and so trace the Black Panthers, the Black Leopard. The leopard is ancient to the Black Leopard is the stealth priesthood, the ones who go to a society and blend in with the society in order to find a solution to the problems that's facing the society. And this is why all of the work the Black Panthers did was uplifting work to the people that was oppressed, which was us. But they got infiltrated by people that look just like us. So Tupac said to tell me it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. I can't lie, ain't no love for the other side, right? What else he say when he got shot? He said during all my riding, all my laying it down on the line, put everything out there for our people. I never in my life would have that somebody that looked like me would be. Remember him saying that?
Yeah, I do.
He's telling you they look like us, but they ain't us. And then we can start seeing the fingerprints of the infiltration. And it was a melanated individual who brought Garvey down with the mail fraud and got him exiled. Get rid of it. It was some people that looked like Noble Drew Ali on his Mufti staff that gave him over to the police.
Hey, Chief, like, you think that you could talk a little bit slower because it's buffering up? The sound keeps messing up and they really trying to tune in to, you know what I'm saying, everything you're saying. But like you can slow it down if you want to, like, because I know I got a lot of stuff I'm shooting at you, but yo, you can, like, if you can slow it down just a little bit so it don't buffer on you. You there?
I think it's buffering because the system. Information we going over is critical information. We can't control them buffering us. We blame it on next, but I got full internet access, so it ain't that.
Yeah.
On the StreamYard, but the StreamYard don't always do that, so it ain't that.
Yeah,
it's outside interference.
This whole one was real special for me tonight, and I really appreciate you for even tapping in because I know we've done it several other times before, but this was the first one we did on our StreamYard, so this is kind of weird. So, you know, it is what it is. But real quick, if you have any questions for Rod, please put them in the chat real quick, and we'll get to them. Also, like I said, man, if you want to support Rod, hit his Cash App, whatever, you know what I'm saying, hit him up. Real quick, Rod, I want to ask you a question. What you got on the Cabbage Patch Kids?
And Cabbage Patch Kids was part of the orphans that was brought from Europe, right? A lot of people think that they was cloning. They probably was cloning too. But a lot of those children, you got to remember, it was a drawn out war in Europe before they came over here that was going on concurrently to the invasion of the Americas. It was domestic warfare was taking place in Europe. So a lot of people was being killed in warfare, left a lot of babies with no parents, right? And they was bringing them over, especially during the Ellis Island immigration. This is when they started bringing mass amounts of pale faces over here. That's why most of the pale faces, they always say they family been here 120 years, 150 years, but they ain't been here no 200-300 years. Anybody that's been here for 300 years is absolutely amalgamated with the tribes, including the ones that look like us that ain't us. Now we got them black devils in our families. And the problem with that is we so family oriented that we protect that rotten son of a gun and because we love our families. They don't give a damn about no family. This is how you, another key trait to recognize them, they literally have a history of selling their children. We literally have a history of doing horrible things to people about our children, right? When you have somebody willing to sell their parents and their children, you dealing with a dirty war.
Some next level. It's, man, OG, that was another topic that I wish bro was in, but it was crazy because the people that we talking to, I'm doing business with different people. And once you start doing business with different people, you start hearing how they really feel about certain things. Like one person hit me up, they were like, and I don't want to explain too much, but they were just saying that they would go to the other side for the financial gain because they want more than the community. They're bigger than the community. And when I heard that, and then this person's supposed to be friends, like, but when I heard that and then realized what they were doing, it was like, damn, you don't switch to that side. Anytime anybody, like, I'm really against that whole coon and bedwish thing. You know what I'm saying? So now we got the so-called conscious people that don't mind flipping to the other side, don't mind doing whatever they can for $1. So now it's like this conscious thing's not even looking real because people really will sell you out for anything. You know what I'm saying? They'll sell you out for anything.
That's why I don't do nothing. That's why I don't do nothing for money. If people send me donations, I'm cool with that. But I don't solicit donations. It's standard when I come on other people's platform, they already have it established that they ask for donations for their guests to support their guests. But I never came out saying he sent me something. Because I don't care about your money. And you know that from personal experience.
No, yeah. That's why I always ask for, like, this is why I'm big on it, because the people I deal with are entrepreneurs, right? I have a product to sell. I sell jewelry. Like I said, if you go to Richard Stone, if you know and don't know, but somebody like Rod, somebody like Sister Mara Moss, all these great leaders that what they provide for us is bigger than anything in the 3D realm. They're providing something for us that can help you spiritually, mentally, financially, all these different things. You got to realize Rod still has a light bill. Rod still has to eat. Rod still has gas. You know what I'm saying? So we take care of the griots. We take care of the Levites. We take care of all these people for a reason. That's the code. We just forgot our codes over here. So that's why I say, yeah, I do ask if you do got something like, look out on OG Rod, look out on any guests that I bring on. I'm bringing them on for you to support them. You know what I'm saying? So go to, we can go follow page, like, comment, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can send him $5 or $10, that's love. You know what I'm saying? So please, most of them, I'm asking you, look out on OG Rod. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just the economy, man. Because God has just asked. I mean, Maurice Cuffy, where are we in the continuity of the government process now?
End game.
He said end game. I said
we at the end game. Look, a lot of people don't know it, but everybody they think locked up ain't locked up no more. Some of them names not even on on the prison roll call no more.
I heard that.
Right? And when it all come out, it's gonna come out like busting open the floodgate. Everybody gonna be able to see what's what. They gonna look when they find out that Rob is telling the truth the whole time and been so sincere. A lot of the people that was protesting against me for no reason, because I didn't do nothing to them, right? But they didn't like the way that I deliver my information or the way I look or whatever the case may be. They didn't like me. So they came up back to me, right? Most of them I just disregard, right? But some of them that came directly to me, right? And I drugged their ass out. I drugged their ass out because they came directly to me, right? Try to tell me some stuff that I know is not true and want me to push that agenda for them, want me to steer all of the people watching me to their platforms, right? So that they can sell their stuff. That ain't what I'm here for. I don't care if you sell your shit. If you sell it, you sell it. I'm on here because I care about my people. I care about how we've been deceived. And I had to figure out a way to explain what I'm seeing in the simplest terms, because Elijah said, make it plain enough for a baby to understand it.
I see.
Right? Malachi said, use right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding, and then you'll be able to see the whole of the problem. Most of us don't know that every problem, the answer is in the problem. The solution to the problem is in the problem itself. So when you look back on our history and you see what's going on, then Mark Vasey got told on by a nigga. Gabriel Prosser got told on by a nigga. Even the fictitious story in Nat Turner, it was some Negroes that told them where Nat Turner was at, hiding in that hole in the woods. They would never knew he was there.
Facts.
So we gotta be fighting somebody that looked like us. The paleface was the rules. They used them to block us out of the institutions while they systematically shut down everything that we had. They shut our banks down, burned our banks down. We had banks all over the land, but every bank was specific to their family. Family banking. You got to go back to family banking. Right? Because that's how you decentralize the banks.
That's going back to those minerals we've been talking about. Gold, silver is going into effect 2026, 2027. Gold and silver, pretty much. You look it up in your own, wherever you're at. Gold and silver is going to be the new currency. So you might want to start collecting while you can. Silver, really, gold is distraction. Silver is the way to go, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
Yeah. So yeah, gold not a distraction. It's just that the price of gold now is steadily climbing because the demand is leaning on gold as the primary currency.
Mm-hmm.
When you look up the currency of kings, it's going to be gold. When you look up the currency of rulers, it's going to be silver. Right? And you go from there to that's those currencies.
Say it one more time, OG.
I said that's the world's currency: gold, silver, platinum, and diamonds. Those are the most useful and the most expensive of the metals and crystals.
That's why I say we ain't on here entertaining. We can't be entertaining. We're not doing all the other stuff. We talking about strip. It's Monday. We talking about minerals. Copper is one of the minerals from Monday. Lakeba. Are you familiar with the Lakeba, OG? Copper Lakeba. Yeah. And the energy from the copper. Copper going up too.
You know, copper. They took the copper out of the houses and replaced it with the
They replaced with what now? Say that last part again. What they replace copper with?
PVC piping, plastic pipes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Would you happen to know why?
Well,
Plastic.
Say it again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I
want to hear your guess.
I got it.
So the plastic produce something called PCBs. Those are carcinogens, cancer-causing agents. Whereas copper ionizes the water through the friction of the water running through the copper piping. Right? And they knew they suspected that we were staying resistant to their pharmaceuticals because the copper in the pipes bolstered our immune system. You got people selling copper cups now. Go listen to why they sell copper cups. They take the benefits of drinking water out of copper. But you're not supposed to cook in copper. Yeah. You're not supposed to cook in copper. Because then you get the negative copper ions that's toxic when you heat up the copper. You're not supposed to cook in aluminum because the byproduct of heating up and cooling down aluminum is called fluoride, aluminum fluoride. If you go in the kitchen and pull out an aluminum sheet pan, I don't care how long ago you washed it, once it's dry, run your finger across it, that black residue is fluoride. It's a side effect of the oxidization of the aluminum, right? It's like rust is the side effect of the oxidization of iron.
Right? Yeah, but in that cast iron.
Mm-hmm. So the old black skillets, the iron, remember, all these women now are suffering iron deficiency. That's causing them to have irregular menstrual cycles, excessive bleeding, hemorrhaging, tumors in the uterus because of an iron deficiency. Right? And some of them bleed so heavy that every other year or so they have to have a blood transfusion, and they can't tell these women why they can't keep enough blood in their system. Right? But when they used to cook in them cast iron skillets, them black skillets that our grandmama and them got, they didn't have them problems.
I see.
They didn't have them problems. If you go look at the old witches' cauldrons, they made out of cast iron.
Yeah.
Right?
Tell them. Yo.
Them old cauldrons is what you used to cook for the family in. Go back and watch this movie called Mandingo. You'll see this big old pot that they boiling this water in, and they tell Ken Norton if you look at the pot, it's a big cast iron pot. That pot was usually used to cook for everybody on the farm. Right? And then they substituted it with toxic metals to replace the benefits that you got from the iron being melded into the food. You know, so it's they show us, but we don't know what we be looking at half the time because you got to be knowledgeable about the metals, the effect of the metals on the body to know what they actually showing you. Right? And so you say, why would somebody have a pot big enough to bath a man in? Some of our farms had 300, 400, 500 people on them before they turned them into plantations.
See,
right?
See.
They turned them into plantations because Uncle Joe was 68. So by the time she got 30, he was dead. Now she just Big Mama. She got it from here now. Come in with the new talk to brand, looking like Django, seducing Big Mama, marry her, kill her off, and now he got control of the family farm. He becomes a de facto slave master. That's why we didn't like the house nigga. Because we knew he killed Big Mama and sold the farm on the sharecropper agreement. They intended to do that. That was deliberate. It wasn't like it wasn't part of their plan. And I noticed because when King George commissioned the first bar association, he told them to use the legal system to take everything they can from us. It's in the document as part of the charter out of Savannah, Georgia. I think it was 1863. So the grace period is 1862 to 1865. But commission your court system. They courts have nothing to do with us. They courts is all they are is tribunals. They courts have nothing to do with justice. They're was flying the adversary. Every admiralty flag.
You
hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Every admiralty flag make each one of them courtrooms a ship. Every judge is a captain of a ship. He's not really the captain, he's really the first mate, because the captain is the clerk. Right? But because the judge sits on the bench, right, that's called at bar. The judge sits at the bar. But we ain't talking about the nightclub, we're talking about saying bar. So when you go to court and you standing on the outside of the bar, they always tell you, come on, right on up, step up. Right?
They chopping you up real bad.
If you look at the warrant, what you want to do?
Man, they chopping you up real bad, like real bad. I wanna does anybody have any more questions for the chief? You there, Chief?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Now you going in on it, and like I say, you giving free gems away, but they blocking it. Like I say, every time you start getting like deep into something, they start chopping you up real bad. But I appreciate your time. I ain't trying to waste your time at all, man. I appreciate your time, and most definitely, I'm gonna catch you on one of the a little stronger platforms. This is the first one, man. My apologies to everybody, because like we got to give Rod his flowers right here, right, doing this and giving out good information. Like he said, certain minerals are helping these women. What you got to say about the matriarch right now, OG? Like if you had a message to, like, we always talk about the chiefs and everything else, what message do we have to matriarchs right now? Because they're the main ones being attacked right now.
All I could tell you was Rod working on it. I'm trying to get y'all back where y'all supposed to be on the land. The women on the land, the men protected. If we don't understand that, we still lost in the sauce.
Man, my homie, Women Make Heaven, he's working on free affordable, well, not affordable living, but free living off magnetic energy. That's not a new thing. That's something that's always been around. So the more of us get into the stone technology and everything else, like I said, we're not here for the entertainment aspect. We're here to actually show you about investments, energy, electromagnetic frequency protection, etc., and all this is out there. So it's like, start studying these stones, the shungite, these tektites, what they do. You got anything else from Chief?
Yeah, right. look in the copper farming while we talk about these metals.
Copper farming?
Yeah, because they use copper rods to enhance the frequency in the earth to give off better crops.
I see.
So if y'all got a family garden or something, y'all might want to look into adding copper. You know how you stake your tomatoes? Stake them with copper rods. Just so you can get that copper, because it's really drawn from the electromagnetic field of the earth to feed etheric energy into the plant, which makes it more convertible in the human biology, right? So it's the energy, the plasma being focused into the soil that's allowing the produce to produce much more abundantly. You know, we've been doing all kind of farming for thousands of years. That's where you get your three sisters method from.
Mhm.
Right. So the three sisters is commonly corn, beans, and I think it's one more. Corn, beans, but it's like a symbiotic relationship.
Corn, beans, potatoes, right?
I don't know if it's potatoes, but it's another vegetable, right?
Squash.
So it might be, but the beans traveled up the corn stalk, right? So when you picking corn, you picking beans.
At the same time.
Yeah. Remember, before they had slavery over here, we was already planting cotton and picking cotton on our own farms.
Mhm.
But when they start forcing us to amp up production for industrialization is when it became excessively labor intensive. Because now we got quotas to meet when we never had a quota, right? We used to know how to pick the cotton the best way possible. But now we have to increase the speed and it's ruining the hands of the cotton picker, right? So a lot of the history is being told, but it's being told with a reverse twist to it, an alternate spin in order to confuse you about what was taking place. But if you look up, we was making denim when they got here. Denim came from the tribes. Denim made out of cotton,
Facts.
right?
Yeah.
And we gave cotton to Egypt. We gave cotton to Egypt. That's where you get your Egyptian cotton sheets from. The Egyptian cotton came from over here. This is where cotton originated from.
No, I say it all the time. Like, if we just have the South, if we just control the South, we pretty much control the whole world because it's like all the energy is still projected off the South. The guy that said, "Hey, Rod," they heard of that squash. Kevin said, "Do you have your own YouTube channel?"
No, I don't have my own YouTube channel. When I go live on my own, it's going to be on my Instagram, the SikApe, or it's going to be on my Facebook, Rod Hayes.
And like I said, you catching him live right now. He got his Cash App up. I'm gonna get his Cash App back up again. You support Chief, man. Send him $5. Send him something, man. Because he be giving us a lot of free information, free gems. So also, we were talking about the planning and everything else. We need to start talking about getting into gardening. Just simple stuff like simple stuff that you have in your kitchen. You can throw into the garden and it grows rapidly. Green onions grow. Onions grow fast. Potatoes grow fast. Okra grows fast. A lot of different things we need to be paying attention to, especially when we're at the brink of a whole lot of different war. And the universe gonna do what the universe gonna do, and they're gonna protect who they're gonna protect. But like I said, pay attention. Yellowstone, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Pay attention to everything. We're at war with everybody right now. Everybody fighting for attention as indigenous Americans. Everybody fighting for our attention and fighting for our, you know what I'm saying, for all sorts of different things. They fighting for our energy. So yeah, man, this I'm most definitely gonna start doing more videos about crystal technology, talking about free energy. I got another brother that I'm gonna bring on probably tomorrow, speaking on it. But yeah, right. And then, like I said, the matriarch, like you said, hold on, love and light, Arisha, most gratitude for the. I just can't read it right now. Peace, peace, peace. Miss Wendy Blue, thank you. But yeah, man. Other than that, OG, you got any other message you want to put out there? Like I said, it was so much going on, and then we were catching so much technical difficulty. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot we want to put out there, but I appreciate your time anyway. But anything else you got to say to the tribe?
Last thing is this. Remember, I told y'all when it's over, I'm going to just disappear for about 6 months. That's because I want to spend some time with my family and I don't want to be doing no social media. I don't want to be doing nothing on social media, right? So I'm not gonna be on here. It's like I told him They saying, what Larry gonna do when he get out? I say, go spend time with his family. I ain't gonna hear from Larry until it's time for him to give a public address.
I see.
In the meantime, wherever Larry be at, he gonna be wherever his family at.
No, OG, that's why I had to get you on here, man. One, because this is a library. This is a library. Sometimes it don't always be. I ain't had time to try to do the theatrics and all the other stuff. But just having you on there speaking about some real stuff that we can actually utilize in our life. You gave him about the copper. You gave it to him about the cast iron skillets. That could change your life. That can help you with fibroid tumors. That can help you with all these different things that's attacking our women. We ain't worried about everybody. We worry about our women. All the gender wars and shit that they out there promoting, like bro said, this is a lot of stuff that people are studying you and putting stuff out there in order to start gender wars, in order to start culture wars and everything else. So right now, the biggest thing we need to be doing is find your tribe, finding your and linking up and being like finding your purpose in this universe. Like start gardening. I don't care what it is. Throw some watermelon seeds outside. Throw some pumpkin seeds outside. Learn what you got going on. Sometimes you got to take time for yourself. Yeah, for real, OG, man. We appreciate you. They said sometimes you got to take time for yourself with your family. And like I say, that goes back to this whole 3D reality thing. You got people getting downloads from the ethers, still having to deal with this 3D reality. Still got to pay lights. Still got to do all these other things. That's why I really be trying to support all these esoteric entrepreneurs, the tarot readers, the readers, the healers, the Ashe Network, all these different people. Like even Karu. Shout out to him for putting out good information, sound information. I don't care what nobody's doing it for, as long as the information getting out there and it's waking our people up and it's unifying who's going to unify. Because at the end of the day, we got type shit. You know what I'm saying? I say thank you for that. What you say, OG? Oh, somebody said they tried to look. Oh, somebody tried to look for your Cash App. Say it one more time for him.
My Cash App is $, capital S I K capital A P E.
Vicky, can you put in the comment section for me, please? Real quick for him. If you're still there, Vicky, can you put that in the comment section?
There's $, capital S I K capital A P E.
Capital A.
My PayPal was, I had to end up because Cash App was blocking me, so a lot of people was trying to get me to get PayPal before I end up having to open a PayPal account. So my PayPal account is at SikApe01. It's Rod Hayes at SikApe01. That's my PayPal.
Appreciation for the love. Is there a science behind wearing feathers? Yeah, most definitely. Every time, everything is science, especially when you're at a research stone. With every stone, every feather, every herb, all that. You know what I'm saying? So mine, I'm not gonna put it out there for what it is. OG, no, but mine's respect that I'm talking to a big chief, Rod Hayes. This Chief Pontiac. I'm Chief Sky Serpent. So, like I said, it ain't always for the entertainment. We can't put on the different masks. We can only be ourselves, and if this is the place to be ourselves, is to connect to like-minded individuals. So each feather represents something. Each cut represents something. These are I can't